Hello and happy almost Christmas, everyone. Christmas 2024. Today is the 21st of December and it is only 12 p.m. and it's very dark already, even with the aid of artificial lighting. I'm really glad that I am inside, even though indoors it is not incredibly warm for sure. It is very, very, very wet outside, very, very stormy looking. It started with the wind picking up, a gale of some sort increasing in intensity, and then the rain started. So, yeah, if you're outside in the Midlands, it's very wet and windy. So, yeah, I feel for you, especially if you're doing Christmas shopping. Yeah. Okay, thankfully I finished the last of mine yesterday. Well, although there's one thing sort of reserved for too good to go, but that's not confirmed completely until the last minute. So anxiety inducing. So I noticed this 75% off Victoria sponge cake from Aldi. So the best before is the 21st, which is today. I'm sure there'll be no difference to the taste, although I do say that, but I'm picking up on that point for a very particular reason, which I will get onto in a moment. But hopefully there's no loss of taste. 75% off. I need to check that was applied and to check what it was at full price. When I find my receipt, I've got loads of What's in Barry's bag videos to do. I'm so behind. So I'm thinking of just doing one called What's in Barry's bedroom. What have I acquired recently? As well as some digital acquisitions such as games via Steam. So yeah, the box is just a little squash. I'm sure it's all fine inside. I'm already dreaming of pouring Baileys over it. But yeah, I picked up on that because I also saw, again, only yesterday, these Nutella flavoured pancakes, a sort of Nutella thing. Village Bakery, I've had those items on that Aldi brand before, normally quite good from what I can recall. I'm not a fan of Nutella, but I love trying new things. And my lovely Hungarian friend, loves Nutella. I think she said she likes to spoon it into her mouth, so she's a big fan. But I think I've tried one or two Nutella things that were okay, considering I'm not a big fan of Nutella. But I kept this packaging because I was looking around for the best before date and it was on the outer packaging, 22nd of December. So there are 4 pancakes purchased only yesterday, completely sealed, okay? And I ate all 4 of them yesterday. Yesterday was the 20th. The best before is the 22nd tomorrow. And I have to say they tasted stale, unfortunately. So that was not the best experience. If they tasted fresh, I'm sure they would have been a bit livelier. But so it just goes to show, normally best before there's not even a change in quality and they should be safe to eat. Most importantly, or obviously use your instincts and so forth and common sense. But in this case, there's that 1 in 100 moment, and here it is. These have not even reached their best before date. Yesterday was the 20th. The best before date is the 22nd, which is tomorrow. And when I ate all 4 yesterday, they tasted stale. And it was not because I'd eaten a lot of food before. My jaw was tired and my taste buds were tired. I was not producing enough saliva to taste the food, whatever. I'd not eaten that much before, hence why I was committed to eating all 4, because otherwise I would have saved them to show on camera. But I need to eat some more things. After the first bite of the first pancake, not after 3 pancakes, but after taking my first bite from the first pancake, I realised there's something off here. These taste a bit stale. So maybe there was a slightest gap for air to come in, for oxygen to begin the degradation process or something. So I just wanted to show that 22nd of December is the best before date. Unless that's used by date, but whatever. That's tomorrow anyway. I'm sure should only have been best before date, not used by date. So only pancakes. But as I say, it's not even reached that date. That's tomorrow. And I ate all 4 yesterday on the 20th and they tasted stale. So I may have to try and purchase these again and see if I can get some fresher ones. But Like we say, normally best before, it doesn't mean anything as long as you use common sense. And obviously they were safe to eat as far as I can tell. I'm not feeling sick or anything. So that's most important of all. It's not going to make you sick, but I bought them to taste the flavour. And they were dull, I have to say, they were dull. So I really hope that, because you can tell when the firmness changes with a pancake and with other foods, biscuits soften, cakes harden. There was just something wrong about it. Wasn't me being subjective. I'm not a big fan of Nutella. I'm not a big fan of these pancakes. The basic pancake mixture was just stale. I could tell. I've eaten enough pancakes in my lifetime, so that is disappointing. But going back to what I said earlier, despite this having reached the best before date today, I'm quite sure this sponge cake will be fine. I'm quite sure. So we'll get into that in a second. But it just goes to show every now and again you get something that actually has gone stale before its time. Sometimes things can last a week or so past the best before date and without even the slightest change in flavour. But I guess pancakes can be a bit more sensitive, or there was a slightest. It was completely sealed. No air could have got in. So maybe something happened at the manufacturing plant. I don't know. Aldi staff nibbling and then resealing the packet. I don't blame them. They were working really hard. They were busy. But yeah, and I also have. I've seen these at Poundland quite a few times. I'm sure they didn't actually cost a pound. Actually, maybe they did actually cost a pound. From the classic, the Snowman brand, Snowman and the Snow Dog, which I believe was the sequel, wasn't it? I'm not sure if I've actually seen the sequel. Gluten-free, interestingly, so my mother would be able to have these, although there may be other things she cannot have. No artificial colours or flavours. Marshmallow enrobed, oh fancy, in a white chocolate flavour coating. I've not had a lot of white chocolate this year, so it's good to have some white chocolate. So we'll look at those in a second. As usual, I'm having sweet before savoury. So I'm not feeling up to do any cookings today. I'm really low on energy and I've got a lot of work and stuff to catch up on. I've only just put my tree up today. I actually did it today. This is a new record, 21st December, and I've just put my tree up. I think I've fully decorated and maybe a few baubles lying around, but yeah. So that already gives you a glimpse into how far behind I am. Still have not written any Christmas cards. Although I'm not supposed to really eat hard foods, now and again in moderation. I have the Aldi branded Doritos basically with a dip to help me eat them, so that will be interesting. Going back to something I've tasted off camera, I'm not sure if I have uploaded a video yet, but I tried these Mars croissants. So there seems to be Mars and Milky Way variants. I'm not a big fan of Mars bar, but I have to say Mars as a liquid, a very thick liquid, seems to work better. I'm not a big fan of croissants because they're bread-like, they're tired of jaw rolls, and do not have a lot of flavour, the pastry, I have to say. But I believe my conclusion was that the Mars croissants are nicer than the Mars bars. And as you can see, you may suspect, I could have others hidden, but you would be right in suspecting that I've eaten the other 3 of these, because you get 4 in a multi-pack. So I have only 1 left, so I could show you on camera. I do not mind Milky Way, I suppose, but it is not my favourite chocolate bar. I've nothing against it. It's quite soft, which is good for a bar. It's quite soft, that's good. But I think, again, my conclusion was Milky Way works better as a croissant, even though I'm not a fan of bread, in terms of the filling, the liquid. It works better. It tastes nicer. The flavour is enhanced. I'm sure it's not completely the same recipe, so you have to bear in mind how the overall product will work. Is that Polish? Oh, there's English. So, yeah, you get only 4 in a pack. Oh, and by the way, these were reduced, I believe. I think to the curious price of 88 pence for the multi-pack. So 4 for 88 pence. That was curious. So, yeah. Yeah, so standard smell for a croissant, mass-produced croissant. These have got a bit firm. I think these are past the best before date now. I think the liquid is solidified. Okay. When I ate the other 3, they were not past their best before date, but this has gone firm even in its packaging. But it's solidified. Oh no, it solidified the liquid. Trust me, when I ate the other 3, it was nice. Trust me, I will work through them carefully. That's Milky Way croissant filling. It's nicer than an actual Milky Way. just as I said that the Mars croissant filling was nicer than an actual Mars bar. So if you're not keen on Mars bars and Milky Ways, perhaps give those a go. There's just something about the liquid, more full on flavour and a slight creaminess. It feels richer. It feels definitely richer. But the croissant itself is definitely stale, so I will have to pour some Baileys over them. Oh, that's an idea to make them a bit more eatable. But yeah, I will tackle those in a second. Now, let's go to our Victoria sponge cake, 75% off. I'm not sure if I have my receipt in view, so I've got loads of shopping loads in the cupboard, and goodness knows what I did with the receipts, and been all over the world, it feels like, but I can find a price, what it would have been at full price and what I actually paid if they did apply the discount, so sometimes they forget to. I can put that on screen or in the description and on a blog or website. I've been meaning to set something up so you can easily refer to the prices regarding what I've taste tested. So, Victoria sponge cake with sweet strawberry jam and buttercream filling. I'm particularly excited about the second half, but I'm also excited about the first half because even though I'm not a big fan of strawberry, I always like to challenge myself and try new things. Let's just tear this open now. Let's be a little civilised for once. Serve 6. Oh, here we go, making me feel guilty about eating the whole thing. Sugar is the first ingredient, no surprise there. Egg, wheat milk, sulfites. That's an interesting allergen, sulfites. Egg. Usual stuff, strawberry jam is only 13%. Yes, it's completely sealed. It's just a box that was a bit damaged. 75% off. Oh, looks like a very nice sweet burger, doesn't it? Well, so far, yeah, it doesn't seem to be stale at all. Oh yeah, that smells somewhat like a fairy cake, I suppose. But yeah, although just a sponge cake. Because as I say, normally almost always purchasing something that's about to reach its best before date or has is completely fine. But with the Toka, I don't know if they apply the wrong best before date, but there's something, I mean, they definitely were stale, objectively. They were stale. So I don't know what happened there. I had to really work my way through them. So I'll have to try them again, remind me if I forget, and hopefully I can get another batch where, okay, so it breaks apart quite easily. So yeah, it's quite a bit of jam filling. Might be a bit dry, but then they're not imagining that you eat the whole thing, but I am a berry and all berries like to eat food. That is completely fine. Clearly no loss of flavour. The sponge is really light and fluffy. The strawberry is not too much. Maybe I'd like a bit more because sponge, I suppose, can get dry quite quickly. But although this is a good quality sponge, I've not uploaded the video yet, but as soon as possible you'll see, if you wish to watch it, you do not have to, of course, what was it now? How could I forget the name of it? But it was a spiced sponge pudding from Sainsbury's, and I kid you not, it was one of the nicest things I've ever tasted. I'm being serious here. Decades of eating food, it was one of the nicest things. Can this compare? Well, it's very different, but yeah, I would prefer the other sponge, but obviously I've tasted that. It's time to taste some new things. And this is good in its own right. This is good. The sponge is nice and soft. There's a hint of something. I can just tell it's well made, and bear in mind this is mass-produced food. How often do we say something is well made? But you feel like there has been a delicate hand at work. You feel almost like it's quite homemade, of course, but there's some delicateness at play. Doesn't taste overly sweet, despite sugar being the first ingredient. I'm sure I might get a headache if I eat the whole thing here and now, but it's not bad. And if they applied a discount of 75% off, I'm sure it would have cost £3 or so full price, but still. So Although there is not a lot of jam, and the jam, yeah, it's just a standard strawberry jam. The sponge is moist enough, even having reached its best before date. It's moist, it's good. This is a good jam. I'd happily have this sponge cake again at a good price. And it is quite easy on the jaw as well. I've already eaten quite a few pieces, but I realise now what that aftertaste must be. It must be the aforementioned buttercream. That's nice. That really adds something different. I'm tempted to say rum or something because you get these cakes where you get that nice aftertaste of rum. But I know it was not alcoholic. But yeah, that's buttercream aftertaste is nice. That adds an additional note, flavour. It's not the most exciting cake, but it's nice. It's a classic sponge cake and it's well made. I would happily eat it again. It's nice and moist, easy to eat. It's fair sized. I'm not sure if you could really easily share it with 6 people if you're given a nice sized slice, but 4 I'm sure easily enough. Or 2 berries or half a berry maybe. Vegetarian. Doesn't have too many ingredients, nothing really suspect. No, I like that, that's nice. And again, it has no chocolate. I like things with chocolate, but it's devoid of chocolate and I still enjoy it, so that's good praise. There's no chocolate inside, but it's still a good cake. It's nice. The sponge is good quality, and remember, bear in mind this is mass produced, of course, but there's a delicateness to the sponge, a nice buttermilk finish, easy to eat, good flavour. The jam is not too strong, but I think that works well with this type of cake. I can get behind that. That's good enough for me. That's a nice sponge cake, something different to eat. And now for the snowman and the snow dog, white chocolate log bites. Now, I wonder, I thought so. These may not be strictly vegetarian because they're made with gelatine, so whoops. Manufactured by Rose Manufacturing Limited, Edenderry. I'm not familiar with that company. So obviously, who actually owns the brand? It's actually owned by the BBC. That wasn't, was it? But obviously, there are different companies involved. They get different companies, and they sell the license to different companies, give them permission to create different goods. And this Rose Manufacturing Limited has created these. Glucose, water, palm, shea. Many ingredients. Okay, so let's see what these completely vegetarian friendly, not actually vegetarian friendly logs taste like. If I could open them. Oh, that was good. How are you supposed to open? Oh, there's a tear. What? Even then, the sponge cake has made it difficult to grip things. Yes, it would be nice if they made a vegetarian version without the gelatine. Rose Manufacturing Limited, if you're listening, please make a vegetarian version. This is why I should check labels before buying things. I'm led by my stomach. But we'll see what they taste like anyway. If I can open them. I can't open them. It's sabotage. I've actually... Where are my scissors? I'm going to have to get the scissors out in a moment. Oh, they come in. There we go. I think. What? It's still not open. What's going on here? Oh. I think. Okay. That was more difficult to open than it should have been. Here we are. Oh, they do smell quite nice. Oh, they are incredibly light in weight, and I think in taste they can be quite airy and quite child friendly, I suppose. Some white chocolate on this side. A little melted. They are not what I was expecting though. The white chocolate taste is classic, but there's almost like a wet marshmallow inside. A bit squidgy. I know marshmallows are squidgy, but in a different sort of way. A bit of a silkiness to it, a moistness. I'm not sure what I make of them. So I forgot how sweet, I know this is coming from me, white chocolate can be. This is only my second one. I know I've eaten a bit of sponge cake, but I could barely taste much sugar, which did not feel sweet to me. But gosh, these are sweet. You only need a couple of these, and this is coming from me, who can easily eat 48 Jaffa cakes in one sitting. It's been proven time and time again. These are sweet. It makes a nice change, nice flavours, and the white chocolate. There's nothing wrong with it. It's nice, but yeah, are quite sweet. But the marshmallow inside, I'm not so keen on. It's just, I don't know, that strange sort of moistness about it. It's strange. It's not terrible, but it is a bit of a negative for me. I'm not quite sure what's to make of the marshmallow. Yeah, I'm not keen on the marshmallow. The white chocolate is very sweet, but for what it is, it's nice. It's not, poorly made white chocolate. The wet marshmallow inside, the moist marshmallow, I'm not so keen on that, I have to say. Yeah, the chocolate's well made, but I think I would have preferred a drier marshmallow. Granted, it may have been chewier, but a more classic marshmallow I was somehow expecting. First ingredient is mallow. Sugar is actually the third ingredient. Sugar should be the first. They are sweet. They are sweet. Wow. Wow. They are really sweet. But they're not bad. But I have to say that is not my favourite way to have white chocolate. I prefer a Milky Bar in terms of what I could immediately think of as a counterpart, an alternative, rather. It's just the moistness of the marshmallow. It's a bit. I'm not sure what's to make of it, but the chocolate's fine, more or less. Okay, once again, I'm surrounded by food. Before I move to savoury food, so I'm not eating just sugar today, but they are sweet. I'm serious, and I eat 48 Jaffa cakes, not every day, but now and again as a treat. They are sweet, those snow log bites rather. But I can see people liking them. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that particular texture, the way, as they call it, they have enrobed the marshmallow. That I was not expecting marshmallow like that. I was very curious. The sponge cake was nice. That's good. These Milky Ways, as I say, I've eaten them off camera before they started to go stale. That's a preferred way to have milk. Well, not preferred because I'm not really supposed to eat croissants and bread, but in terms of the filling is nicer than an actual Milky Way. Yeah, and at some point, I need to do a What's in Barry's Bedroom video and do some more reading with Barry videos, and I still have loads from months and months ago to upload, maybe even years ago, in all seriousness. But it's Christmas. I have some Baileys, enough to pour on some more roast potatoes, so I'm gonna pour some on my sponge cake because I'm going to have my cake and eat it. It's Christmas, okay? It's Christmas. This is going to go well, isn't it? Oh, there we go. But in all seriousness, it had some flavour without the Baileys. It did not necessarily need it, but Baileys is good with everything, even roast potatoes, as I've proven. The proof is in the pudding. That sponge cake's soaking up the Baileys. Now it is your turn. Before I forget, I also tried this off camera. I had it yesterday, the whole thing. It's a yogurt. I started drinking it like a milkshake, and then I eventually had to get a spoon because I noticed it was leaking the fridge. Our fridge and our freezer are packed, and so yeah, it was starting to leak. I purchased it on Thursday, so just 2 days ago. But as I say, I noticed yesterday it was leaking, so I started and finished it yesterday. And vanilla flavoured. Vanilla is not normally my go-to. I have to say it was quite a nice yogurt, but what attracted me to it was that it said it's got vitamin D and also gut support, so I thought it would be a nice flavour. I thought it looks quite well made and supposedly has a notable amount of vitamin D. It says it's luscious vanilla, tasty, thick and creamy, 0% fat yogurt, what's not to like? With added vitamin D for immunity support, it's better for you too, not to mention it's also good for your gut health. So grab that spoon and tuck in, delicious, or drink it like a milkshake like I started to, although it is quite thick by the way, in case that's misleading. Suitable for vegetarians, gluten-free, high in protein as well, and no artificial flavours, colours or preservatives. I do not have the price to hand right now, but I can add that later. But yeah, from what I remember, it was okay. Yeah, it's quite a thick, 450 grams in weight, so you do get quite a bit, and it was quite nice. It wasn't too bad. Was it reduced? I cannot remember. I don't think it was, but it was interesting for a vanilla flavoured yogurt. That wasn't too bad. By the Onken brand. Onken sounds German, I suppose, maybe.